Let's take a step back in this fan-requested review by Akshat Sharma. And before I start, I want to go ahead and apologize for this review taking so long. The holiday season is super busy for me, so I had no time to review anything. But without further ado, let's dive into the world of Splinter Cell, a Ubisoft series we want to see come back. That and, well, Prince of Persia, but who are we other than the fans? Splinter Cell Conviction was the choice. How well does this game age, and was it worth $60 then, and what's it worth now? Well, I'm about to tell you. My name is Tanner, and this is For Your Money, a different kind of review. Splinter Cell Conviction's story takes place after Sam went off the grid to locate the killer of his daughter. While investigating a lead, Malta, Grim contacts him, informing him people are there to kill him and he has to act fast. Now, without any other option, Sam must listen. Little did he know Grim was going to double-cross him, but in his favor. Grim's been working for the president in third echelon due to Elite. Grim needs Sam to find out what the militia group Black Arrow is going to do with their EMP research, and in order to get him to cooperate, Grim tells Sam a lifelong secret that all of us fans thought was true. His daughter isn't dead, but he cannot see her until the job is done. This Splinter Cell story caught us all off guard, considering that for 8 years we all thought Sam's daughter was dead. One thing with this game's story is it takes risks and it nails it every time. Instead of playing off his daughter's death hoax, they give a plausible reason, and another thing they do is they tell the story through the eyes of a character named Vic. Now, when he talks, the story's already happened, or at least most of it, and then it cuts to Sam, and you're getting filled in on every smaller detail as he's talking to Grim and Vic at that time. Now, I will say it's easy to get lost in this game's story, but it is espionage. Anything to do with Secret Service odds and ends, it gets confusing if you're not paying close attention. And with all that being said, Conviction's story is smart, well planned, and one of my favorite espionage stories to this day. Now, can I say the same thing about gameplay? Well, let's talk about that. Conviction is a third-person shooter/stealth game. Emphasis on the slash because you don't have to be stealthy. However, if you are, I promise it's going to be 2 times more challenging, and honestly, Conviction does stealth so good that you'll want to do it. No, this isn't Assassin's Creed Black Flag where you have to tail everyone and their mother. No, this was before all that tailing bullshit. For the most part, what I did was hide in the shadows, whether climb a pole, hide outside a window, or just take cover. This game gives you plenty of time to think about your plan of attack. How many enemies are there? Which lights do I need to shoot out? Etc. One feature in particular was a lifesaver in this game, and that's the mark and execute shot. After performing a CQB takedown, lethal or non-lethal, you earn marks. You mark an enemy and a red arrow comes over their head, and then you execute them. Every weapon has their own amount of marks you can use per sequence. This feature is helpful, yes, but above all, it is damn fun. One of my favorite scenarios was being able to be on a pipe and seeing 3 enemies. I'd mark 2 of the enemies, perform a death from above, and then execute the 2 marked enemies. Now, it was a blast, and there's no saying otherwise. So I can agree, though, this is a slow mechanic. Tagging the enemies and executing may prove a little more difficult than if you were taking advantage of the stealthier options. Now, I mentioned that weapons have their own set of marks available. So how do you get weapons? Well, pretty much you just play through the campaign. Pretty simple, especially due to today's buy weapons with real money because $60 isn't enough for us. Weapons can be upgraded by using PEC points. You earn these through completing PEC challenges. Simple tasks such as kill so many enemies with death from above or quickly eliminating enemies that have spotted you. All of these have 3 tiers. Complete the first set and you earn points and so on. Another way to unlock weapons is through the cooperative story mode, but if you don't have any friends still playing this game, then let me go ahead and break the ice for you. You're not going to find a match. Something about this game being 10 years old, I guess. Which is a bummer because the cooperative story is a good one, an ending that you either love or hate. One thing everyone plays Splinter Cell for is the gadgets, and I'm beginning to think that Sam Fisher's secretly Inspector Gadget.
Go Gadget oil slick.
You obviously have frags, sticky cameras, etc., but one of the best ones in this game is the portable EMP. Maybe you don't want to give your position away by shooting out lights, so what do? You detonate a portable EMP and the surrounding area goes dark. They don't know where you are, all the NPCs are lost as hell while the lights are out, giving you the advantage to run to new cover and take them out one by one before the lights come back on. Now, how well does this gameplay actually age? Well, it depends. If you're wanting to run and gun, then no, it doesn't age well because we have 10 years of so many different third-person shooters that Splinter Cell Conviction honestly just seems like a mess. Now if you're going stealthy, then yes, it ages well. We have a decent amount of good stealth games this generation. Origami, Metal Gear 5, and my top favorite, Plague Tale of Innocence, but Splinter Cell Conviction holds its ground. Features that allow for fun scenarios, your screen becoming darker allowing you to know that you're being stealthy, and CQB scenarios that are just so damn brutal, as well as interrogation scenes they added in the game. A lot of times you'll find yourself having to interrogate enemies to find out new evidence, and when they won't speak up, you walk over to an object in the area and Sam will use that object to ensure they talk. Now whether it's smashing someone's face into a urinal or into a TV, or hell, why not interrogate someone in a dark alley in a carnival where families are all around? Conviction is fun, one of my favorite Splinter Cells to play. Double Agent was my favorite, but it does not age well at all, and honestly is a PS2 game, so I can't talk crap about that. Conviction ages well when played the way it is intended. Now, that might sound goofy, but I'm serious. Yeah, some of the controls seem a little whack, like cover being one of your triggers, as well as rolling, and you can't change the button layouts either. Fun times, fellas. Now let's move on to the design of the game. Now speaking of design, someone I work with pointed out that every game back in the 360 PS3 days, they're just so damn gray. Today we have games with vivid colors and eye-popping designs. Even if you hate Anthem, there's no denying that the world is genuinely beautiful. Splinter Cell Conviction has a color palette of about 5 grays, 1 red, 1 green, and a white. No, it's not bad. In fact, it works perfectly with this game. A lot of games when you sneak around, they give you an icon letting you know you're sneaking, whereas Conviction changes the screen color to completely gray, letting you know that you're in the shadows and they can't see you if you're being careful. Graphical wise, it's odd, but it makes sense, so I played this game on the Xbox One X. Conviction is X enhanced, but in-game only, not the cutscenes. So the graphics look great, but the cutscenes are a jumbled mess. Very blurry and super laggy. As for level design, this game never leaves you hanging with lack of opportunities. There's always a pipe to climb, a ledge to hang onto, or just a dark room to use to your advantage, and from there you can shoot out any lights allowing your cover of darkness to expand. The levels don't drag on, they all have different feels to them. Now you will have to defend an area until you evacuate a couple times, but that never gets old, because one moment you're defending a computer that you're hacking in a dark room, and the next you're waiting for your ride out, and it's in the middle of the daytime, so how the hell are you going to be stealthy? That depends on you, but there are plenty of options. One thing in design, especially from these days that we can't forget, is voice acting and sound effects. It's not perfect, but it was pretty damn good. At moments in this game you can hear the low quality sounds such as AI talking to each other sound about as clear as Florida lake water, or sometimes Sam talking, but for the most part the main voice acting sounds great. And the sound effects are fine, but it does make you realize how far we've come in gaming over the last 10 years. So here's a couple clips for you to see for yourself.
Sam on site for audio surveillance. And more, if necessary.
We can go from there. A team of armed men just entered the marketplace looking for you. They're closing in on your position. Unless you do exactly what I say, this will be a very short conversation.
I'm not doing a damn thing until you tell me how you found me.
We're third echelon. We've got an eye on everyone.
I've got a major disturbance here. Looks like Fisher's handiwork. Where the hell is he? That's it. He's got to be over there.
Wanna give blood?
Give it up, asshole. I've lost him. We need to sweep the area fast. Send backup now.
Splinter Cell Conviction is a game that still stands tall for its time. Of course it's not the best sounding and looking, but for the time it was damn good. You can't talk down on a game for not being as good as games right now because the technology just wasn't there. I had a blast revisiting this game after 10 years. It made me appreciate a lot of what we have today, even more so than I do now. Selling price for this game is different per store, so I'm going to go with the Microsoft store. I paid $20 for it, and it's worth every penny. Even more so if you have a friend to do the co-op campaign with. This game was $60 when it first came out, and it was worth that $60. This was a phenomenal gaming experience then, and it is now. And I hope this video was helpful, and if it wasn't, I mean, who cares? This review is for Akshat Sharma, and I had a damn blast doing it.